Sports brings you a special edition of the National Football League for this Thanksgiving matchup. It's the reigning AFC champs and the Lions, and it's coming right up on Madden NFL 23.
First opened in 2002, there's a look inside Ford Field here in downtown Detroit, the Motor City. Today, our Thanksgiving coverage continues with a good one here between the Miami Dolphins and the Detroit Lions. Along with Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. And Charles, we look at this Lions team entering play. They come in off the extended break from the bye.
I think it was much needed as well. You play 2.5 months, you're ready for some time off to get set for the home stretch.
Meanwhile, for our visitors, the Dolphins, they too were winners last time out, so something's got to give here.
And I love it when both teams come in off of wins. Great mindsets, and it usually leads to a really well-played game.
It's been a tradition since the early days of the NFL, and we're off on Thanksgiving Day in Detroit. And we will not see a run back on the opening kickoff. This will be a touchback. So here are the Lions now coming out for their opening drive. And a look at a guy, definitely got a little razzle-dazzle to him. Can do it with his arm or his legs. Their mobile QB.
You talk about the pause that refreshes. I think it's come at a perfect time of the year for them, hasn't it? You know, the season is starting to wind down, got a little bit of a break. But how about the guy calling the signals? He's got to be excited about that because now he didn't just get a game plan for 1 week. He was able to work on it for 2 weeks. I can't wait to see if they have anything special in store for him today.
They'll start on the ground with Swift. And that's not the start that he was looking for, as he's going to be met and dropped behind the line. It'll go as a loss of 3 right away, and it's second down. This defense for the Dolphins, they were very strong last week in that win over Cleveland.
And one of the key numbers that I look at after every game, total yards allowed. They held them under 200 yards of total offense, just couldn't sustain much of anything against them. Great job showing them different looks and then attacking.
A quick throw knocked away and incomplete. Well, Charles, this Thanksgiving tradition, so great. I mean, going back essentially through the full century of the NFL, I know you probably have a lot of fond memories of Thanksgiving Day football yourself.
I certainly do, and I don't have the turkey bowl tradition. You know, the families that go out and play and then come in and sit down to their feast and watch football. But I remember reading about, the Lions jumping on the Packers on Thanksgiving Day. The only loss the Packers had in 1962, and they sacked Bart Starr over 10 times in that game. And I remember Dave Williams from the Bears returning the overtime kickoff for a touchdown to win a game on Thanksgiving Day. I remember so many different things happening, but how much fun is it each and every year to know that you've got football on Thanksgiving Day?
Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. They'll start this drive out on the ground. And tough going there as he'll only get it up to about the 31. Now a stoppage here as it looks like we've got a Dolphin shaking up on the play. Here's 2nd and 9, just a yard on that last run. Looking to throw. Watkins. And this throw incomplete. The defender all over him that time, but it's going to lead to 3rd down.
Brandon, watching their tape from last week, I saw plenty of plays like we just saw there, forcing incompletions. It was key in their win last week. They're hoping the same thing happens this time out, too.
Off the play fake. Watkins. And that is incomplete.
Nice back-to-back plays defensively. They're stacking momentum now. One incompletion, two incompletion. They're going for more.
On fourth down, here's Presley Harvin on to punt. They only punted twice in the win last week as he gets this one away. Fair catch signaled for and taken just shy of the 30-yard line. 36 yards on the punt with no return, and the Lions will take over. On 1st and 10, Bennett to the sideline, and wow, what a catch there. He doesn't get a lot, but he was able to get the feed down complete. Now he'll look to throw here on 2nd and 10. Oh, he'll want that one back. Incomplete. He doesn't drop too many in that department. 3rd down. Back to throw. Bennett. And they try to set up the screen, but that almost disaster as it falls incomplete. Very nearly a turnover, but it's 4th down. Here's Jack Fox now. That's a 48-yard punt with the coverage holding him to 3 on the return. And it'll be Dolphin football. So Miami coming out for their second drive. They come off a victory over the weekend, but now the quick turnaround here for this Thursday night game. How does that affect how teams like this approach these short turnarounds?
Well, wins and losses always factor into, how you're getting ready for the next game. But equally as important when you have the short turnaround, what is your injury situation? Are you losing key guys? And if so, how well have the backups prepared for this? Because you don't have much time to get them ready. They have to be ready before this week in order to play well in this game.
Out to his left. And he can't get rid of it. He's taken down. Multiple players combined for their team's first sack of the game.
Well, that's an excellent way to get the pass rush activated. The first sack of the game for them comes on the first play of the drive, and it makes it very tough for the opponent to pick up a first down now, playing behind the sticks.
And they won't fare much better here as he maybe gets back to the line. And some secondary help here for the defense in the nickel on 3rd and long. Looking to throw. Watkins. And he goes down. It's a sack. They get him back at his own 3-yard line. Looks like a 9-yard loss. And it also brings up 4th. The punt team on now is from their end zone. They get it away. It'll be a net of 39, 41-yard punt, 2 on the return. And the Lions will have excellent field position here as they take over 1st and 10. Bennett now, throwing to start the drive. That throw taken in by Jamison Williams. And he's going to be marked down just inside the 35. From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. Swift going to try up the middle. And he's able to break out a 1 tackle, but then quickly brought down. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9. Back to throw. Bennett. Wide open receiver complete. And he's got another first down as he's brought down at the Dolphins' 18. From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. And it's caught. And in for the Lions touchdown. Jamison Williams, his 2nd touchdown on the season. And the Lions are on the board first here this afternoon. Now the extra point. It's up, it's good, and the Lions lead at 7-0. Just a 4-play drive that time.
And it was Jameson Williams wrapping things up with a touchdown. From a couple yards deep, he'll bring it out of the end zone. And tackled at the 21-yard line, so a net negative there of 4 yards. Miami set to take over.
They're still in search of an initial first down as they come up here 1st and 10. Throwing to start the drive. Watkins. He'll get that one complete to Connor. And he's got this almost to the 40 before going out. An excellent way to start the drive there, 18 yards. That tight end position, it just seems to continue to evolve every year in the NFL.
Yeah, you're getting really terrific athletes. A lot of them maybe were wide receivers at one point. They continue to give you speed, great hands, and big bodies, which make them excellent targets for quarterbacks.
And he's going to get this all the way down inside the 35.
The 2 big plays right in succession as this one goes for 27.
Not only have they completed a couple on this drive, but they peeled off some pretty good chunks of yardage, too.
Absolutely great start. 2 nice plays in the pass game. Now can they continue to feed off that? So the ball moves into Lion territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 34. Off-play action. Watkins. It's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect.
Against a team coming off a win just as your team did the previous week, you talk about being physical all game long. Sometimes being physical is just being on the spot and helping force the incompletion.
And a short gain down to about the 33. They do get a yard there, but only a yard. Leaves them with 3rd and 9 looming. After one, 7-0 on EA Sports. It's Dolphins football here as we begin the 2nd quarter, as they've got it with a 3rd down coming up. They'll come to the line here needing 9 yards to pick up the first. To throw on 3rd down, Watkins. And that will be incomplete. Problems on 3rd down so far in this first half. Relatively small sample size, but they're now 0 for 3.
And the average in the league, somewhere around 40% on 3rd down for offenses. So what's the answer to this? Either convert them or don't get to 3rd down in the first place. Get your big chunks of yards on 1st and 2nd down.
On 4th down, Watkins. He's going to have his running back. It's complete. And he will have a Dolphins first down as they manage to convert. And that'll keep the drive alive. 4th down, no problem. Just a ho-hum pickup of 14 to keep the offense on the field. Inside the red zone here. They'll look to throw. Touchdown, Dolphins. A great play there. His first touchdown on the year.
And the Dolphins are an extra point away now from tying this ball game. Well executed there offensively. Defense looked a little confused, but he found his receiver, and that one good for 6 points.
And the payoff we just saw there tells us how many times they ran this play in practice over the past few weeks, because they executed that flawlessly right here on game day when the situation arose.
Extra point by Bass, up and good. And we are tied at 7. So this drive spans 7 plays, and it ends with a touchdown for the Dolphins. So all even at 7 now as they kick it away. And no thought to bring this one out. He'll just go down to a knee, and they'll take over at the 25. Here's the Detroit offense now as they head back out onto the field.
They're riding a 2-game winning streak into this Thursday nighter. How easy is it when you're on a roll to stay on a roll given the quick turnaround?
Well, you would think it'd be pretty easy because everyone's locked in practice.
Now Davis fumbles it, and this is picked up by the Dolphins. And they will set up shop in enemy territory at the 42-yard line. These defenses have become so opportunistic, and no matter what you're playing, in this case wide receiver, you got to be careful.
You certainly do, because there is a phrase in today's football that we use all the time: completing the process of the.
And now before the ball changes hands, they're going to take a look at this just to make sure that they have it right. And the question, was the knee in fact down before this ball comes loose? And is the video convincing enough to overturn it?
A lot of factors here. Remember, you also need clear possession of football afterwards. This is a tough one to overturn.
So that one overturned. They say the knee was down, and that will not be ruled a fumble.
Now Bennett to throw on first down. Nice little juke. And they'll get this well past midfield before being stopped just before the 35. No one there to help out downfield, but no problem scrambling for 22 to first.
They will run straight ahead with Swift.
And a nice move will yield nothing as he's stopped behind the line. Looking at a 2nd and 11 now after the loss.
Brings up 2nd and 11 at the 37-yard line.
Operating from the gun. Bennett over the middle, complete. It's Davis.
And they'll work this down inside the 30.
Now I think we're going to get a timeout here. Yes, a timeout here as it looks like we've got a Lion that's shaken up.
The medical staff will attend to him, and we will step aside. Coming up here looking for 3 yards to pick up the first. They'll try and run here with Swift.
And this is not going to be enough. Was in search of 2 yards and only got halfway there.
Holding. Offense.
That time the right guard sending him backwards.
And so many different types of guys rotate in on the defensive line now depending on situations. You can get the bulky guy, the fast guy. No matter what, though, you can't hold them.
And this 3rd down looking very tough after the holding penalty. 3rd and long. Looking to throw. Bennett. To the sideline, and that is a heck of a catch as he was able to get both feet in. So the completion results there in 9 yards, and that's going to make it 4th down. They'll try and run for it. And he's not going to get the first. I don't even think he made it back to the line of scrimmage. He needed a couple, but he didn't even get back to the line of scrimmage. And the Dolphins' defense is able to hold. So he needed the short yardage, Charles. He elected to try to bounce it outside of the outer third, unsuccessful.
Sometimes those plays are stacked up by the defense and there's nowhere to go, so you have to bounce it outside. And some backs just get impatient. They want to go to where they think there's more open territory instead of going where the play was actually blocked. In any case, it didn't work here.
So the completion results there in 9 yards. And they'll have a 2nd and 1 forthcoming. Back to throw. Watkins steps away to his left. Looking left side, and it's complete.
And they will get him down, but not before he gets very good yardage there, as that will lead us right into the 2-minute warning.
A reminder that when halftime rolls around, Jonathan Coachman will have all the highlights and analysis of this first half of play from our studios in Orlando. Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on first down. Looking to throw. Watkins. Going for the deep ball. And he knocks the ball away, and it falls incomplete.
Quarterbacks work all the time on manipulating the defense with their eyes and their head movement. In this case, he just steered the receiver down. That allowed for excellent coverage, able to knock that one away.
They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. He finds his man, complete. That's counter. And it's going to be another first down as they'll get him to the ground at the Lions' 21. A new set of downs after a strong pickup of 16 yards. Again, he'll drop to throw. This one is caught. It's Patton. And he'll be out of bounds. Chewing up big yardage. Another nice gain there. This one goes for 20.
Just picking up yardage in bunches here these last few plays. They have moved right down the field. And just like that, they're going to be set up with a first and goal.
Two big plays in succession. Not sure this D knows what hit him, but now they got to get ready. It's first and goal. They'll run with Hall. And he is in. Touchdown, Miami. Breece Hall with his 6th rushing touchdown on the year. And the Dolphins have moved out in front. CD for them. This has just been an offensive explosion here in the second quarter.
Yeah, held scoreless in the first quarter. Now they find the end zone again here in the second. Sometimes you just have to have some patience. A lot of people think it's always an adjustment. You have to change what you're doing. Sometimes you just have to do your game plan just a little bit better. And I think that's part of what we're seeing here.
Extra point by Bass, up and good. And that makes the score 14-7. So the drive there took 6 plays. And it was capped off by a Breece Hall touchdown run. After the touchdown, Bass to kick it away. And there will not be a return here. It's a touchback, and it'll come out to the 25-yard line. And Detroit getting set to go now. Charles, we'll see what they can do here. Not a ton of time left, but enough certainly to get points out of this drive, and they need them right now because they're trailing.
Yeah, this is exactly why you practice a 2-minute drill all through camp and at least one practice each week before a game. A minute left, more than enough time to string a few completions together, reach the end zone, and then make that walk back to the locker room just a little more animated.
Bennett looking to throw on second down.
And that's out to the flat for Swift.
The Lions will use the first of their timeouts as the stoppage will come with a little under a minute to go in this first half.
So they just need 1 yard here to pick up the first down.
They'll look to throw for it on 3rd and 1. And he's caught on the sideline, but he's not going to have a first down. They say he was out of bounds, so a big call there that brings up 4th.
And here now the punter Fox as he sends this one away.
Taking it about the 16. Call that a 46-yard punt with a net of 40 on the 6-yard return. And that will come the offense as they take over.
The Dolphins taking over now late in this first half. And with a 14-7 lead, they might just be happy to take this thing on into the tunnel.
Throwing to start the drive, but that one incomplete.
You know, thinking of this Thanksgiving Day game, Charles, for years we've heard the talk, whether we open up these Thanksgiving Day games instead of just being Detroit and Dallas every year, give other teams a shot to host. I know you're kind of like me, a bit of a traditionalist, but what do you have to say to that, CD?
I think it's a great argument, and the league could support it quite well, where you could move games to different spots and still be very successful on Thanksgiving Day, but you're exactly right.
And a big loss here as he's taken down. The Lions now going to use the second of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 34 seconds to go before halftime. They'll bring a receiver in motion left. Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. He finds his man, complete. That's Connor. Now the defense will burn their 3rd and final timeout. And with halftime on the horizon, they'll be out of timeouts from here forward.
On is Presley Harvin now as he'll send this one away.
He's been a busy man here in this first half as he gets it away. And no return on this one as the fair catch is signaled for and taken. A 41-yard punt there with no return.
And they will take over 1st and 10.
A little over 20 seconds remaining in the half as they'll line up here 1st and 10. Throwing to start the drive. Bennett.
He's going to get that to Swift underneath.
It'll go down as a gain of 6, and it'll be 2nd down. So we're at halftime here in the annual Thanksgiving game in Detroit as we send you down to Orlando where Jonathan Coachman has our EA Sports halftime report. Coach.
Okay, Brandon, thanks very much. And a happy Thanksgiving to everybody out there as we look ahead to 2 more games later today and then a full slate coming up this weekend. The best of the early games on Sunday may just be in Buffalo, where the Bills face a big test as they'll square off against the New York Jets. Plenty to like about the late afternoon games as well. As you see by the highlight, these guys are in for a battle. Good stuff to follow on the West Coast in the afternoon window, one being out in Las Vegas, where it will be the Raiders. And one more to highlight, a good one on Monday Night Football between the Kansas City Chiefs and the New England Patriots. With that, let's take a look at the next-gen stats for Miami in that first half. And their passing game has been the reason why they lead thus far. They've had great success moving the ball through 2 quarters of play. Meanwhile, for the Lions, they too didn't throw the ball as well as they would have liked. And I think both teams would say there's room for improvement in the second half. Final adjustments being made in both locker rooms. They are just about set to get back to football in Detroit. And for the call of the second half, we'll kick it back up to Ford Field and Brandon Gott.
Okay, Coach, thanks as always. This one's still anyone's game as we welcome you back for quarter number 3. And we'll see a return here from the end zone. And only able to get this to the 19, so probably should have opted for the touchback.
Out comes the Dolphins now. They'll go on offense first here in this 3rd quarter.
And they've got the lead. CD, what do you think the message was at halftime?
I don't think the message was too drastic, I think, at the half, or that they need to change things too much. I do think the offensive line could play a little bit better. I think they'll try and help them out more. They'll probably keep a tight end in a few more times and maybe add a running back to the formation and pick up those pass rushers because they probably allowed a few too many sacks for comfort in the first half.
Give to Cook out of the gun. That's a big loss of 3, and it brings up 3rd down.
Plays like that is what this defense needs here early in the second half to give it a little spark. I think their halftime adjustments, what they talked about, maybe it was just a little inspirational speech. Who knows? But it looks like they're ready to go.
On 3rd down, Watkins. And this one is incomplete.
Good clean play. No flags coming out of the pocket of the officials. Turns into an incompletion, and that should get them off the field with a 3 and out.
So they're forced to punt on 4th as this one's away. Fielded just inside the 30. Call that a 46-yard punt, though they did get 9 back on the return.
And it will be 1st and 10 as they take over.
So we get a look at the Lions offense as they get ready for their first possession of the second half.
And their defense did its job by forcing the punt to start things out. And now, Charles, can the offense get in gear?
I think, partner, you can sense them saying, okay, the first half was theirs, but now let's get the momentum back on our side. We forced a punt. Now let's go downfield and score. If we do that, we'll be set up well for this second half.
Operating from the gun, Bennett. And the Dolphins rush gets home. Down he goes.
Channing Tindall, the one who got through to drop him. A CD, you know, so often we talk about quarterbacks holding on to the ball too long. Well, we can't say that there. He had no time to do much of anything.
And this came from the edge, and those pass rushers, they have so many tricks in the trade to get around blockers. They have a lot of tools in their kit. This was pure speed and athleticism on this play, though, and they could barely get a glove on him before he got the quarterback on the ground.
Now Bennett throwing on 3rd and long. He's at the 40, the 20. Touchdown, Detroit. A big play there. 69 yards. And the Lions are an extra point away from drawing level. The extra point up and good. And we are tied at 14. The drive there only spanning 3 plays. And the end result, a Detroit touchdown.
And here comes a return from just beyond the goal line.
And all deep in his own territory, he coughs up the football. So a teammate picking him up there, that was nearly disaster.
And the way that you coach these things, you want to make sure you have eyes towards the return guy, because you want to make sure that the catch is secured. A lot of teams do that. They have at least one guy. Okay, you're responsible for making sure he secures the catch. He's not always the one that makes the recovery, but he can always sound out the alarm. Hey, ball's on the ground. We've got to get it back.
One play has him to the 37 here for 1st and 10. Back to throw. Watkins.
And oh, that nearly their first pick of the game, but it falls down to the ground incomplete. 3rd quarter, all tied up. This is 2nd and 10.
Looking to throw. Watkins. Shreds him with a stiff arm.
And he has a big gain inside the 40 before being dropped.
That one covers 24 yards. It's a 1st down.
Never make the mistake that the slot receivers, especially the little guys like we're watching here, are just quicker than fast. A lot of them combine quickness and speed, and they catch a lot of footballs, as we just saw there.
So the ball moves into Lion territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 38. Off the play fake. Watkins on the move to his left. And the catch made. It's Patton. And he'll cross over out of bounds right at the 25. Another nice gain, 13 yards that time, and another 1st down.
As a general rule, offensive linemen like to know where their quarterback's going to be when he's setting up to throw the football. But sometimes they just have to get on the run, get on the move. He was able to do that on that play and picks up a 1st down with a nice throw.
They'll look to throw again. He's going to go down here, a sack. They push him back to the 34. That one will set him back nearly 10 yards here on 1st down on the sack.
Well, this has to count as a great team effort today, but this man, he's been at the center of all of it. Really special day for any defense to have this many sacks in a game, even more so for this player. One of the best individual efforts of the season.
Looking to throw on 2nd down. Watkins. This one complete to Patton. And it's going to be another 1st down as they'll get him to the ground at the Lions' 13-yard line. A gain there of 21 yards.
And Charles, with that completion, I'm told that puts him now over 3,000 yards passing on the campaign.
And Brandon, I think we have to start to think about where we are in the season, because right now, 4,000 is not out of the question. I think a big game or two, he's certainly capable of getting that done.
From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. This will be caught just inside the 10. And that's good for a pickup of 10 yards. And that'll leave him with a second and just a few inches left.
10 yards on the pickup. It's second and inches.
In motion, Hill. To throw on second down. Watkins. He's got it. Touchdown, Dolphins. From 3 yards out.
And the Dolphins have moved out in front here in the final minute of the third quarter.
They went empty backfield, all their weapons out wide, so there really was no secret here to what they were going to do.
No secret, but they still had to execute it, and they still had to protect the guy throwing the ball because oftentimes when you empty the backfield, people bring pressure at you. They managed to hold in there and successfully complete the touchdown pass.
An extra point by Bass, up and good.
And the lead is now 21-14. So that drive in total 8 plays. And it winds up in 6 points for the Dolphins.
After the touchdown, Bass to kick it away.
And he'll very wisely take a knee here as they'll bring this one out to the 25 on the touchback.
Detroit's offense ready to take over.
They'll look for a drive to tie this up, down 21-14 as they have it 1st and 10. Throwing to start the drive. Bennett. Toward the sideline, and look at that catch. Dragging the toes, and that's going to be a first down. Well done. Give them 11 yards that time and a new set of downs. We're on to the 4th here on Thanksgiving Day. We'll return with more after this. This is the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. Back to throw. Bennett. It's a short one here, complete to the tight end. And down he goes at the 45 after a pickup of 9.
Nice rhythm throw there on 1st down. He located his tight end, made a nice easy pitch and catch.
Hoping he could break a tackle or two. Wasn't able to do that there, but still good yardage.
Here's a handoff to Swift running left.
And they went the wrong way there. Losing yardage back at the 43-yard line. They go backwards there 2 yards, and 2nd and 1 is now 3rd and 3.
Well, I would have figured after the 9-yard run on the previous play, getting 1 more yard wouldn't have been much of a problem. But apparently it was, and now it's 3rd down.
The Lions on 3rd down. Just 1 for 5 to this point. This time it's 3rd and 3. This one caught by Davis.
And they'll get him down on the other side of midfield.
You can absolutely feel the thought process there. They just gave up the touchdown. So in the huddle, they're telling each other, you don't want to give it back now on a 3 and out. Nice job of making sure that they wouldn't, and they pick up the 1st down.
Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. A good pickup there at 22. The drive continues as they search for a tying touchdown. Here's 1st and 10.
Back to the running game with Swift.
And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up. Under 4 to go now as the clock runs and they come up on 2nd down.
Once again, it's Swift.
3 yards on the pickup. That's going to set up an interesting 3rd and about 4 to go.
In search of 4 yards here to pick up the 1st down.
And here's Bennett from the gun on 3rd down. And that is incomplete. Well, the other day they told us when we've got 3rd and 5 or less, we have to be able to convert. And I guess every team would say that, Charles, but an opportunity missed there.
What they were trying to tell us is they believe it's a matchup game at that point, and they liked some matchups that they had, thought they could exploit them, unable to do so on that play.
And this time he's got the hook up. It's complete. And he is going to have the Lions first down as they manage to convert, and that'll keep the drive alive. Felt compelled to go for it there on 4th down, trailing in the 4th quarter. They got it done.
And there's always a lot of pressure on a 4th down call. Doesn't matter the distance. You still have to get it done, as you noted, and they did.
And he takes this one in for a Lions touchdown. Swift, a 12-yard touchdown run. And the Lions are an extra point away from tying this game here in the final minutes. Don't forget the extra point. It's up and good. And we are tied here in the 4th quarter. A couple of teams locked into a good one here. 21 all the score as the kick's away. And not willing to risk another fumble. He'll sit on this one. It's a touchback. Miami's offense set and ready to go. They no longer have the lead after that last touchdown. All tied up in the 4th quarter. And a chance for this offense to mount a potential game-winning drive right here. And not much to speak of. Call it a 1-yard gain up to the 26.
I know that speed is the hallmark of today's NFL game, but the key to good rushing defense is still having your linebackers set the edge.
The last play got just a yard. Here's 2nd and 9 from the 26. Off play action. Watkins. He finds his man. Complete. It's Gilbert. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. 2nd catch for him today, and it'll wind up a 1st down. Getting down to the good stuff. All tied with 2 minutes remaining on EA Sports. This pass out wide to Hall. And they'll get him down on the other side of midfield. Nothing open downfield. They went underneath.
Yeah, see if you can get into your running back. See if you can make someone miss in the open field.
Off the play fake. Watkins. He finds his man. Complete. It's Connor. And he'll cross over out of bounds right at the 25. That one covers 24 yards. It's a 1st down.
And this has been a nice answer to the touchdown drive against them a few minutes ago because they've come out and reestablished the tempo. A nice throw there, and they're putting together a very strong drive as a response.
On 1st and 10, it's Hall. The Lions will use the first of their timeouts as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming 2nd down play. Looking to throw. Watkins. And he can't get a throw away. He's taken down. He couldn't get away. He'll wind up losing a dozen yards. A 12-yard loss, and it brings up 3rd.
And this dominant defensive performance continued on that play. This poor quarterback has not received the protection he needs and has had to pick himself up off the turf far too often.
If they get nothing else here on 3rd down, it'd be a 53-yard attempt from this spot. Now the Dolphins going to burn the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with a little over 30 ticks to go in the football game. So third down, but you got to think they'd like to get closer, even in a dome with good kicking conditions for a possible field goal.
A quick throw complete into the flat out left.
Now a second timeout called for by the defense as they stop it with 28 seconds to go in this football game.
The kick by Bass is good.
And the sideline celebrates as they have taken the lead in the final minute.
So he's been automatic to this point of the season, and he connects on the field goal there.
And what a luxury it is to have a kicker you can depend upon, partner, because he hasn't missed all year long. Converts on that one as well. And kudos to you. You didn't jinx him.
And with time a factor here late, he'll just take a knee, and they'll start things out at the 25. So now the Lions down on the scoreboard. 24 seconds to go. They need, at minimum, 3 points out of this as they come up 1st and 10. Back to throw. Now he'll dump it underneath to his running back, complete.
Oh, and the tackle comes quickly. That's only going to get him a couple.
The Lions quickly now going to use the last of their timeouts as he'll stop it with 11 seconds remaining in the ball game. They'll break the huddle, come up on 2nd and 8 at the 27-yard line. Back to throw. And he held on to it too long. A coverage sack. Down he goes.
A fun, close ball game comes to an end. On that last play, Charles, they were on the wrong side of midfield. They needed something near a miracle, and they couldn't get it done.
Yeah, the effort, that was good. Very good, in fact. They were just a little too far out to get a decent look at the end zone for that last opportunity. Couldn't get it done, but a nice game overall.
So for the Dolphins, the win gets them a step closer to 500 at 5-6. And they'll get a few extra days to get ready for next week, where they take on the New York Jets. Meanwhile, for Detroit, it's starting to look like it won't be their year as they drop to 5-6. And they'll be at home next week for a date with the Arizona Cardinals.